I start. Yeah. We come back.
I was telling you Haiti in trouble. Which one of the Caribbean country have? None.
We go, yes, God. Blessings and good morning to everyone on this cool Friday in the Big Apple. Yes? AK Wendell, AMJ, good morning, everyone. Hey, Lisa, good morning. How you doing? How you doing? So this live is being brought simultaneously on both YouTube and TikTok. Yes, I am so happy that I have the opportunity once again to do that on both platforms. Yeah. So I'm sharing with you, my followers on TikTok, and you, my subscribers on YouTube. It's a blessing to be here again by the grace of the Almighty to share with you this live. No specific topic, I just have it as let's talk. Yes? So we're going to aim to talk a bit about everything, and I know at this point in time it is clear what my stance is. You that know me, have identified with me, would understand where I'm headed. Yep. It's along the encouraging, motivating, inspiring path. Yeah. In terms of what exactly it is, it may be health, it may be in the kitchen, what have you. Let us talk, people. Hey, TS, Ronnie 6, Jeremiah Lashing, good morning, everyone. NS.CF, good morning. It has been a while. Good afternoon, sorry. My apologies. It's good afternoon, and I know it's good evening for some. How are you, NS.CF? It has been quite a while. I hope everything is okay with you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining as well. As always, sorry. Folks, kindly share, like, and follow. Yes, on this TikTok. And those of you on YouTube, ideas, suggestions, welcome. And ultimately, kindly subscribe. So, I'm here in the Big Apple again. Just returned from Florida. It was indeed an experience for me in Florida. One that I thoroughly enjoyed. Yes, it's my first time. Hey, Bolivaria, one by one. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. I'm not quite sure where you are. Feel free to share with me, to share with us where you're joining the live from. Yes? Again, as I say, I'm here in the Big Apple. Yeah? Vacationing, Hope soon time to be returning to my place of comfort. Yes? My place of abode, that is the Spice Isle of Grenada. Yes? Let me thank. How are you, one by one? How are you? It has been a while, the NS.CF. It has been a while, and I trust and hope that everything is okay with you. My day is going good so far. I guess you would understand why you see me with this undervest, undershirt, and this vest. It's a bit cool on the outside. Yes, a little too cool for me, but it is what it is. That is the sort of conditions that currently exist. We're into the fall season. Yeah, and so what is happening is that the temperature, there will be fluctuations in the temperature. One day it would go up a little, then it would come down. It would go up a little and then it comes down and continues tapering off, leveling off, and eventually old man winter would set in. Yeah. So I just want to prepare myself. Look at me, I'm a slim person. I'm sort of a thin skin, not much body fat. So I have to think in terms of preserving me. Yeah. So yes, the topic today is nothing special. I'm just it's an open sort of live today. Let's talk. But I want to continue in the same vein. Hey, Night, AK John, Little Richmond, folks, thank you for joining. Kindly share, like, follow, and ultimately subscribe. This live is coming to you simultaneously on both YouTube and TikTok. Yep. Good to know them one by one. Where are you joining the live from? Hey, Bolivaria, where are you joining the live from? Kindly share with me, share with us, yes? You don't have to, but it would be a good thing. That's all I'm saying. It would be a good thing, that we share with one another, just interacting, just letting each other know, where you're joining the life from. I've had so much persons from various places, the east, the west, the north, the south. I can just go on quite a number of names, some of which I'm not even familiar with the English language, can't even speak the English language. But um, I oftentimes say that irrespective of the where you are, what you're doing, um, let us try to break down the barriers of language, religion, culture, etc. Yes? And in today's world, we know what can happen. Yes? There are devices that can translate and make the communication so much easier. Yes? So let that not be an hindrance. Let it not be a hindrance to us communicating and interacting with each other. Hey, Neil Haddon. Hey, sister. What's up? What's up, sis? Thank you for the like, NSC. Well, nothing today. The thing is that, and I guess you probably won't know. So while I'm here on vacation, it's difficult for me to do my usual in my kitchen. I did get a chance day before to do one in Florida. I was in the state of Florida not too long ago. I came back last night. And I did one day in the kitchen, but you don't want to just take over people's kitchen. You want to be respectful, So once I get back to my space, I would continue, in the same vein and be disciplined about it. Disciplined in the sense that I've started doing it 9 a.m. in the morning. I would do that. So here it's sporadic and it's only when I get the chance. Yeah. So not much of any in that light, the ns.cf. Yeah. So I started sharing with you folks excerpts and ideas, suggestions from this book here that I came across not too long. It's a short guide to a long life. Yes? And as you are aware, I am a sticker for health and wellness. Yes? And so of the two lives that I do on TikTok, Let's Get Physical early in the morning and in my kitchen. When I requested from my aunt-in-law here a few books that I can read because I'm an avid reader, it has not been regular for me lately, but I aim to get back in that groove. She brought me, I think it was 3 or 4 books. And this one, out of all, stuck out. It's wording. And when I started to read from it, it resonated, yes, and identified with that which I've been trying to do, what I'm trying to achieve, for myself and for you, by way of health and wellness. Hi, Osinyami Mira, how are you? Thank you for joining as usual. Thank you. Welcome. Yep. So I started reading and I aim to read a page or 2, a paragraph or 2 every day to share with you this learned MD that provides scientific data on ways that we as a people can help to prevent the many sicknesses, illnesses, and diseases that we face in today's world. Yes? Thank you for the like. Good to know, my dear. Good to know. I'm here. As you can see, my outfit there, kind of reeling with the effects of the. Thank you for being a part of. Welcome to the fan club there. Welcome. Thank you. Big Dixie. Welcome, brother. Welcome once again. What's up with you? How is your day going? How is your evening going? I know it's evening time, headed into the night there for you already. Yep. Yes, it is, my dear. Yes, it is, and it's going to get, as the days progress, it's going to get, So by the time it gets colder, I would be headed out. Just a matter of a few days. So the paragraph that I'm going to read to you at this time is mobilize your medical data. Chapter 4, sorry. Chapter 4, mobilize your medical data. And folks, it's so easy these days with all the gadgets. Hey, thank you for the gift there, Big Digs. Thank you for the WhatsApp. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the like, folks. Continue to share, like, and follow. Yes, I was saying, in today's world, with the amount of gadgets and so that is available, for example, I have here this phone that can store, monitor, provide you with a wealth of information in terms of your health and well-being, you know. And this is but one example, you know. So I'm quite sure that is what he's speaking to. So let me just get into a bit about what he's saying. Do you have copies of your medical records? Dr. David B. Agos, MD, is asking this question. Do you have copies of all your medical records? And are they accessible online somewhere? And let me just say this. If you choose not to have it accessible online, designate a notebook or some exercise and write it down. I love writing. I am a sticker for writing. And even though I have access to these and other gadgets that I utilize, I still utilize my books, always writing, always writing. So you can do that. You have the options of doing that. But make sure you have the information readily available that you can refer to, that you can double check with in case you pay a visit to, or whenever you go to the doctor, yeah? Or for that matter, if something were to happen to you and somebody could access it, yes? I guess that is what he's talking about. Hey, Chris family, welcome. Thank you for joining. And it goes on to say, why not? Do you have copies of all your medical records? And are they accessible online somewhere? Why not? Ask yourself, why not? Yeah? Do you think it makes sense though? Yes? I certainly believe it makes sense, and I hope many of you, most of you, would agree with me on that. Because it makes sense documenting it in case something were to happen. Yeah? What if you land in the emergency room and cannot talk, but have a potentially fatal allergy to penicillin? Penicillin, the very drug a doctor is about to inject into you. Have you ever thought about that? Is that making sense? Do you think it makes sense? Hey, Marlene Farrell, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome wherever you are. Thank you for joining. We use our phones and computers today for just about everything, with one exception: storing our medical records and keeping our health information updated. And I can't say that is the case for everybody. Yes? Aim to have all your records stored on your mobile cloud. Yes? That's his suggestion. He's not saying that you have to do it. Yes? So that they are always accessible to you. Give a trusted family member, for example, a spouse, parent, sibling, or an adult child, or a friend, your passwords, so they can access those same files when and if it becomes necessary. Everyone needs a partner in healthcare. Everyone needs a partner in healthcare, and not just about healthcare. You ought to be able to have someone that you can trust, because we all need each other. I'm not saying you have to have Jane, Mary, Harry, Louise, everybody know what is your business or confide, but there ought to be someone that you can trust. Yes? Pick someone. Yes? Thank you for the like. Hey, Rasta Muffin, brother. Blessings, blessings. Welcome. There ought to be someone that you can trust. So go ahead and pick someone. Give that person full access to all of the places where you keep your medical data. If you don't have your medical records nicely organized in digital files, request copies of your files from your doctors. Definitely true talk, Big Dixie. Definitely true talk. Yeah? You can request. Yes? You can request. What I oftentimes do whenever I pay a visit to the doctor, down to my receipts, I would keep a special folder file. I recently did some blood works, and though they would send directly the information electronically to the doctor, I still request a hard copy for my edification. Yes? So it's something that you can do as well. Yeah? Spend a weekend afternoon creating digital copies of them using a scanner. You can also keep them on a USB keychain that you take everywhere. This task may sound daunting, but it's just a few hours of work from which you can benefit for the rest of your life. Just think about it. This task may sound daunting, but it's just a few hours of work from which you can benefit for the rest of your life. It is unusual that patients of mine have a medical emergency between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. when the office is open and we can access the records. The funny thing though is that, and I'm quite sure a lot of you will agree with me on that, aches and pains and things happen in the dead of night when places are closed, late evening, nighttime, when it's difficult to access most of the time. I can speak in terms of toothaches, you know. Everything is good in the daytime, as soon as nighttime, you're having this issue. Yep. Hey, Kelshwan, thank you for the like. Welcome. What's up? How are you going? Problems always seem to happen in the middle of the night. Problems always seems to happen in the middle of the night, on a weekend, or when someone is traveling. Is that true? Is that true? We each have different health profiles, but that distinctiveness can present a challenge to doctors who don't know anything about us, yet have been given the job of treating us. I remember on a live recently, I made mention that we have to be honest with ourselves and honest with the doctor. Honest, open, and transparent with the doctors. Yes? You go visit the doctors for him to assist you, to help you, to guide you, to make suggestions, ideas, make prescriptions. He needs to know exactly what the issue or issues are. Then and only then it can be arrested, addressed, and ultimately resolved. So let me just take this over there. Problems always seem to happen in the middle of the night, on a weekend, or when someone is traveling. We each have different health profiles, but that distinctiveness can present a challenge to doctors who don't know anything about us, yet have been given the job of treating us. Having your entire medical record and a file to hand over just might save your life. Folks, make it make sense. Make it make sense. We have to take charge of ourselves. Yep. It begins with each and every one of us. We, you and I, can be an inspiration to your family, your kids, your village, your community. Knowing full well, as I will continue to say, as I've always said, your health is your wealth. And I don't want it to seem as though I am Mr. Perfect when it comes to health. Yes? We slip up, I slip up from time to time, you and I slip up from time to time. But I'm just trying to encourage, motivate, and inspire folks to take charge of their mental health and well-being, because it's all you have at the end of the day. Yep. So we go into chapter 5. Eat real food. One might ask, what is real food? What do you consider to be real food? And don't let the apple fall far from the tree. I'm trying to read into what he's speaking about. And I'm thinking, what if my father, my mother, my grandmother, grandfather may have had this debilitating disease as a result of maybe diabetes, heart ailment, what have you. Would you want to go down that same route? Wouldn't you think in terms of doing the things that would prevent and keep these things away? I believe that is where he said it, but we're going to read. The best way to summarize the sad need for this rule is simply to quote Michael Pollan from his book, In Defense of Food. That anyone should need to write a book advising people to eat food could be taken as a measure of alienation and confusion. And indeed, every day people ask the question, what should I eat? I do the same thing sometimes too on my life in my kitchen. While you may have the things available there, you're wondering what to eat. What to eat. The answer, he goes on to say, is real food. I guess he would shed some light on real food, so let's read on. What constitutes real food? With the exception of flash frozen fruits and vegetables, anything that doesn't come with a label or a FDA-approved nutrition facts label is likely to be real, as ironic as that sounds. Let me reread that. And let me just pause for a moment, folks. This live is being brought simultaneously on both TikTok and YouTube platforms. Suggestions, ideas, and comments I welcome. I crave, I look forward to. If it resonates in any way with you, I urge you to subscribe and or follow. Thank you in advance. So let's go. What constitutes real food? With the exception of flash frozen fruits and vegetables, anything that doesn't come with a label or a FDA approved nutrition facts label is likely to be real. He has me thinking there for a moment. Is it just FDA? As ironic as that sounds, if you walk the perimeter of your grocery store example, the produce section, butcher, fishmonger, you will find real food. If you walk the perimeter of your grocery store, and you give examples, the produce sections, the butcher and the fishmonger section, you'll find real food. So my thinking is that real food can be found in the produce section, the butcher section, and the fishmonger section. We still have to fine tune it, yeah? You know, especially in these times, we're challenged with GMOs and, you know, quite a number of other issues. Stay clear of those eyes lined with boxes and bottles and other food imposters that come in pretty packages. If you read a label that lists ingredients you cannot pronounce or define without a graduate level textbook in chemistry, put that item back on the shelf and walk away. I just want to take that over there, folks. I just want to take that over there. It's really interesting. If you read a label that lists ingredients you cannot pronounce, if you read a label that lists ingredients you cannot pronounce or define without a graduate level textbook in chemistry, put that item back on the shelf and walk away. For some of us, it's easier said than done. Economics plays a part, what have you, what have you, what have you. Am I making sense there? Is the Dr. David Agos making sense? Is it worth what? Is it something that you and I do? Hey, K and KYB, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, thank you for joining. Focus on consuming foods that are as close to nature as possible. Focus on consuming foods that are as close to nature as possible. I'm thinking again. Which will also help you to avoid problematic ingredients that you don't know you're sensitive to. Watch out for health claims. Watch out for health claims too. If a food product has to tell you that it's good for you, with descriptions and health claims on the packaging that say things like low fat, low in sugar, light, LITE, cholesterol free, baked not fried, antioxidant rich, and all natural, then it's probably not real. Then it's probably not very real. Think about it. In order for claims to be made, the food must be packaged somehow and pass some sort of test or criteria for the seal of approval. Let me take that over. Think about it. In order for claims to be made, the food must be packaged somehow and pass some sort of test or criteria for the seal of approval. This means that the food cannot possibly be all that real and as close to nature as possible. Orange juice, for instance, will come with lots of health claims. A full day's worth of vitamin C, for example. But the quiet, lonely whole orange sitting in a produce basket will do more for your health than an 8-ounce glass of fiberless fructose with all its additives and preservatives. Hey Kathleen, how you doing? Welcome, it has been a while. I'm here in the Big Apple. Yes, coming to you live on both YouTube and TikTok platforms. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? How's the family? If they have to tell you why you should be eating it, you shouldn't be eating it. Does that make sense? If at any point in time a product has to tell you why you're eating it, then quite likely you ought not be eating it. What's more, many people think they are eating healthily when they buy diet frozen dinners, fat-free ice cream, or frozen yogurt, 100% natural fruit juice, low-fat cheese, energy bars, diet soda, organic 100-calorie snack packs, and so on. But if you look at the nutritional content of these foods and the order in which the ingredients are listed, which reflects their prevalence, you're likely to find more sugar, saturated fat, salt, and ingredients with weird names than anything else. Thank you for the like, Brother Jumal. What's up, what's up, what's up? I made it in late there, brother, so I'm endeavoring today to make a concerted effort to join in on the information that you give me. Thanks once again. Thanks you for sharing. Thank you for being here. And one more note about this rule. Go for seasonal items when you buy fresh produce. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the gift, Brother Jamel. Thank you. Thank you for the like. If you find yourself eating blueberries and heirloom tomatoes in February or Brussels sprouts and kiwi fruit in June, then you're likely eating fruits and veggies that have fallen too far from the tree. How is your day going, Brother Jumel? How is your day going so far? Thank you for being here. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the like. Folks, kindly like, share, and follow. This live is brought to you simultaneously on both YouTube and TikTok. Kindly subscribe and or follow. Thanks in advance. In other words, they have traveled a long way to get to your GPS coordinates. The minute a fruit or vegetable is picked is the moment it starts to change chemically and lose nutritional value. Too many fruits and vegetables are available year-round. Now, thanks to shipping technologies, we may live in a world where we can access pretty much any type of food all year round. But it comes at a major expense: nutrition. By the time the vast majority of produce reaches the bins and aisles of your local supermarket, it doesn't contain nearly the same amount of nutrients as when plucked from the plant or yanked from its roots. Hi Aruna, welcome. How you doing, my dear? How are you? No programming for you today? If fruits and vegetables are picked before they are ripe, which many of them are to help them endure the long shipment, they have less time to develop a full spectrum of vitamins and minerals. The produce might look ripe on the outside, but it will never have the same nutritive value as it would have been if it had been allowed to ripen fully before harvest. I just want to pause here a little bit. So as I said earlier on, I just came from the Sunshine State, Florida. While I was there, I did a few things in the kitchen there for my family, friends. And one of the things involved was purchasing some coconuts. I just want to give you a joke here and just to piggyback on that which was said here. And I'm talking about the dry coconuts. I had to make a coconut drops. We call it buns. It's not a big one, but just the drops. So we bought us 2 coconuts. I think it was 3. I broke it. And when I broke it, you could see it started to spoil. Yes? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Well, the second two that was bought, and we bought a first two and a second two. So my family took back the first two. It's funny how they do that up here. Brought it back. And she got some replacement. But guess what? She had them in the store in-house break the coconut to ensure that it is good. And it took several tries before they could finally get 2 good coconuts from which they could use. Yes? That is how it is in these parts. Yes? I even heard talk about people going to buy breadfruit, things of that nature. Nice on the outside, you hold it when you reach home, you know. So you just have to be careful, you know. They made mention of the fact that it probably would be easier to go to a vegetable stand, you know, where the concentration is on vegetables as against the supermarket. I just thought I'd mention that. Yeah. So we're going on. In addition, during the long haul from the farm to fork, fresh fruits and vegetables are exposed to lots of heat and light, which also degrades some nutrients, especially delicate vitamins such as C and the B vitamin thiamine. What we end up with in our mouths is a nutrient-poor product that may also contain some chemicals that we would like to avoid. By him speaking there about chemicals, a lot of the fruits and so, in fact, a lot of the products and so, food-related products, especially fruits and so, mass production, what do you think they do? A lot of chemicals is used to preserve same, you know. I know of a friend, whenever he buys fruits, especially grapes and apples and pears, he immerses them in a vinegar, part water, part vinegar mixture to, in his words, clean it. But does that really clean it? Because the chemical is already on the skin. The apples, it is so evident on the apple. You go there and you see some of the apples, they have this glossy thing on the outside. Outside looking nice. Sometimes when you just peel the skin, you're seeing, you know, parts where it's not good, you know. So we just have to be careful, be mindful of these things. Unless you buy truly fresh produce that's in season and has been delivered recently from a nearby farm, head over to your grocer's freezer section and opt for frozen fruits and vegetables, often labeled as fresh, flash frozen. He says there, unless you buy truly fresh produce that's in season. You know, for you and I, especially in these parts, well, not so much I. For a lot of you in these parts, it's difficult. Faced with the challenge of the busy lifestyle, what have you, you know, to take care of your family, take care of yourself, put your priorities straight. It is difficult to be able to track and do these things and them there. So oftentimes, actually, the alternative is going into the supermarket, buying that what you've seen there, or going to the frozen section. Yep. Fruits and vegetables chosen for freezing tend to be plucked or picked at their peak ripeness, a time when, as a general rule, they are packed with the most nutrients. Eat fruits and vegetables soon after purchase, including the frozen variety. Over many months, even the nutrients in frozen vegetables inevitably degrade. And for produce that you can buy truly fresh, Please don't insult the sweet fruit and vibrant veggies by letting them languish in your kitchen's food bowl or crisper in the refrigerator. Enjoy them as soon as possible. All of this leads us to the question, how can you know what's truly fresh? Ah, see the next rule. So I want to stop here for today. I hope these few chapters awaken your spirits, your minds. Yes? Provided you with a bit of food for thought. Gave you some suggestions, some ideas as to what can be done differently. I know we face with, quite a number of challenges, and I know it's not insurmountable. And as I always say, um, sometimes you hear a lot of people talking about, oh, they don't have time. Time does not belong to none of us. We have to make time for time. Yes? We have to make time for time. So whatever little that we can do in our small way to help strengthen our body, realizing the goal of optimum health and wellness, I urge you, I urge everyone to go that route. It starts with you. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate, anything strenuous, anything hard. By way of exercises, you can take 5 minutes at your time in, whatever you're comfortable with, wherever you are. Yes? Take note of your feelings regularly, daily, every hour. Make a journal, utilize that the technology that is available, whether it's your phone, the watches, etc. Your notebooks, as I say, I'm a sticker for writing, so I do a lot of writing, make notes, keep chronicles. Yes. Just imagine almost every year when my birthday comes, I do a journal from the minute time I get up of everything that I do for that day up to the time I go to bed. Additionally, I take other pictures because your features changes. You may not observe it immediately, you may not see it immediately, but do a comparison. Take a picture, maybe this year of you, and compare it with another picture that you would have refreshed and taken for the incoming year. And look closely to see the changes on you, mainly your face. I ain't telling you to do your whole body, that is up to you. Your face, and you'll see what I'm talking about. That is what I do. It may be a suggestion for you. It may be something that you could do, you could gravitate to. Yep. Let me thank, I'm going to certainly do that, Kathleen. I am good, I'm going to certainly do that, yep. He was in here a while ago, he went outside there as well. Jacqueline is inside as well. I'm going to certainly convey that. How is Pedro? Hey, and Victor, thank you. Let me thank each and every one of you on both platforms, YouTube and TikTok, for taking the time out, for listening, for interacting, for sharing, for the follow, for the likes, for the gifts, for just being here. Yes, today is Friday, and I know a lot of you are looking forward to the end of the work week. Whatever you do, wherever you are, do it safe. Let it be enjoyable. Yes? And at the end of the day, that you can get home to your places, wherever it may be, in one piece. because I'm looking to seeing each and every one of you here tomorrow, and then the following day, and the following day by God's grace. Blessings. Thank you. Peace out. And goodbye for now.